How do you make sauerkraut? Have you ever thought about how simple it is to turn cabbage into a delicious, tangy dish? Making sauerkraut is not only easy but also a fantastic way to preserve food while embracing sustainable practices. Let's get into the step-by-step process of creating your own sauerkraut at home. First, start with fresh, organic cabbage. This choice supports eco-friendly farming and avoids harmful pesticides. Remove the outer leaves and core the cabbage. Then, shred it finely using a knife, mandolin, or food processor. Aim for a texture that will allow the cabbage to release its juices easily. Next, it's time to add salt. For every 5 pounds of shredded cabbage, mix in 3 tablespoons of non-iodized salt, like sea salt or kosher salt. The salt plays a vital role by drawing moisture from the cabbage, creating a brine. Now, massage the cabbage vigorously for about 5 to 10 minutes. You want to release enough liquid so that when you press it, the cabbage is submerged. Once you have your cabbage ready, transfer it into a clean glass jar or fermentation crock. Press it down firmly with your fist or a tamper to eliminate any air pockets. It is essential that the cabbage remains fully submerged under the brine to prevent any unwanted mold from forming. To keep the cabbage submerged, place a fermentation weight or a smaller jar filled with water on top. Cover the jar with a breathable cloth or an airlock lid. This setup allows gases to escape while keeping contaminants out. Now store your jar at room temperature, ideally between 60 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 3 to 6 weeks. Make sure to check on it daily to ensure the cabbage stays submerged. If you notice any surface scum, simply skim it off. After the first week, start tasting your sauerkraut. The fermentation time will vary based on temperature and how tangy you want it to be. Once it reaches your desired flavor, seal the jar with a lid and move it to the refrigerator. Properly stored sauerkraut can last for several months. For long-term preservation, consider using a boiling water bath. Pack raw or preheated sauerkraut into sterilized jars, leaving half an inch of headspace, and process for 20 to 25 minutes, depending on your altitude. Making sauerkraut at home is a fantastic way to reduce reliance on store-bought products that often contain additives and come in plastic packaging. The fermentation process not only preserves the cabbage but also enhances its nutritional value through probiotics. This method aligns perfectly with low-waste, energy-conscious practices. Using locally sourced cabbage further helps to minimize your carbon footprint. A few practical tips: be mindful of your salt ratio. Too little salt can lead to spoilage, while too much can slow down fermentation. Cooler temperatures will yield crisper results, but they also slow down the process. If you see a harmless white film known as kahm yeast, feel free to skim it off. However, if you spot mold, it is best to discard the batch. This simple method transforms surplus cabbage into a nutrient-rich staple, showcasing how easy it is to practice sustainable food preservation at home. Enjoy your homemade sauerkraut and the benefits it brings to your health and the environment.